speakers on this public hearing? Any more speakers on this public hearing? Mr. Harrington?
Good evening, Council.
Good evening.
My name is Paul Herring. Do I need to give my address? 525 Mason Street, and you guys know why I'm here. Let's ask Comcast a couple questions. This is a 10-year contract, right? Let's ask Comcast, how saturated is Flint? Are we 100% wired for Comcast? Question one. Question two, if we're not, over the next 10 years, do you plan on wiring 100% of Flint? And if not, why not? The third question is, I guess is more of a statement. I understand that the city's position is that they don't want to accept the 2%, or whatever Comcast is willing to offer right now. I believe it's 3.35. Because they say that there's a burden, an additional burden on the city to come up with the money for the salary and the staff. I don't know how many of you had a chance to look at the Genesee County Media Center proposal that I gave you, but we got that covered. We got plans for that. I mean, besides the fact that the city could donate 0.5% of the 5% that they're getting to help public access, because they truly benefit it. Besides the fact that the city could designate 70 grand or 50 grand from the CDBG funds to operate public access. Besides the fact that we could apply for grants through Mott Community College, or not Mott Community College, but Mott and other organizations here in Flint. And besides the fact that I've been doing it already for 30 years for free, or darn near free, I don't see that as being an issue. I think the smart move is to collect whatever Comcast will give us, and I encourage you to write not only the 5% in, but the 2% in. I think it's smart for us to collect whatever we can get for Comcast and stockpile it up. Let's store it up, because there will be a day between now and 10 years from now when we want to do this for our students, when we'll want to do this for our seniors. If the administration is concerned about not representing their constituency accurately, well, let's ask Comcast to buy us some time. Let's say, hey, give us a letter that'll say that we can reopen this part of the contract anytime between now and then. That'll give the administration enough time to poll their constituencies, like I have. 418 people so far on Facebook have said do it. But I don't know if they're just being nice, because it's my page, right? I would like to talk to a lot of people in Flint. I really want to know that there's a consensus that people want this, because I don't want to do something that people don't want done. It doesn't make any sense. And I told you before, people in Flint are not afraid to pay for what they want. They just want what they pay for. You have an opportunity here, guys. You have a brilliant opportunity. One, the law is bogus from the state down. How do we challenge that law? When do we challenge that law? And who challenges that law? Well, it could be us. It could be now. It could be you. Don't sign that contract. Fill in the numbers. Fill in the numbers. Turn it in unsigned. Let's see what happens. You're not in violation of a contract. The old contract has ended. The new contract has not yet begun. Comcast is giving you less than 30 days. You guys had less than 2 weeks. You guys had really like 8 days to look at this, to talk to your people. Is that fair for a 10-year contract? I'm going to ask for a show of hands. How many of you have a 10-year cell phone contract? Nobody. You wouldn't even think about signing a 2-year cell phone contract. Why? Because technology changes, and it changes quickly. Next week, Comcast can pull the plug on the cable, and we don't get any money off of broadband. We don't get any money off of security services. We don't get any money off of telephone. And the same trucks, the very same trucks, Scott, that deliver the cable, Eric, those very same trucks are still going to be on our road providing telephone, modems, and broadband services to our citizens, and we'll get zilch. When do you negotiate for that? Because you sign this contract, it'll be 10 years from now. make them give you a letter that says, hey, we want to deal with Flint in good faith. We want to be good neighbors. We want to be community partners. We're not going to be gangster on this. We're going to give you the opportunity to talk to your constituents to see if they want that 2%. We're going to give you an opportunity to look at this and do what you feel is best for our communities. We're not going to rush you. We're not going to punk you. We're going to give you the opportunity to do the right things. In all things, purely social, guys, we can be as separate as the fingers, but we need to be one like the hand. In all things beneficial to our mutual progress.
Any more speakers for this public